Hey everybody. If you hear any noises in the background, ignore it. I am at my boyfriend's apartment making sure that he doesn't do anything stupid while he's sick at home. He's playing Minecraft right now, so if you hear familiar sounds or new sounds of zombie skeletons and creepers, then it's just background noise, don't worry about it. Today I'm going to talk about the second part of my Diamond Christian series, discussing how heat and pressure involved in creating diamonds, how it takes time and like extreme pressures, extreme heats to create a diamond. In this case, I'm comparing heat and pressure to things that happen in life that you wouldn't think should happen. Things like deaths, things like sickness, things like bankruptcy, things that on Earth cause you stress, things that on Earth cause you pain, and in some cases even make you suffer. Now, I'm going to read from the book of Job, which a lot of you probably already know is a story about a man who lost absolutely everything. From Job 1:14 to 22. A messenger came to Job and said, "The oxen were plowing and the donkeys were grazing nearby, and the Sabeans attacked and carried them off. They put the servant to the sword, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The fire of God fell from the sky and burned up the sheep and the servants, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The Chaldeans formed 3 raiding parties, and swept down on your camels, and carried them off. They put the servants to the sword, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, yet another messenger came and said, "Your sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine at the oldest brother's house, when suddenly a mighty wind swept in from the desert and struck the 4 corners of the house. It collapsed on them, and they are all dead, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." At this, Job got up and tore his robe, and shaved his head, and then fell to the ground in worship, and said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." In all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. Now, this was really intense. He literally lost everything. He lost his oxen and donkeys, his sheep, his camels, his sons and daughters. All of his servants were killed from all kinds of disasters. There was fire, there was raiding parties, there was the strong wind. I'm guessing is a tornado, because I don't really think anything else can completely destroy a house like that. And he lost everything. He lost literally all that he had gained in his years and years of life. Things that the flocks that he probably got from his father, the just things that he lost. And yet, instead of cursing God, instead of saying, "Why would you let this happen to me? Why would you do this to me?" he just broke down and started praising God. He literally tore off his clothing and shaved his head. He had nothing left. He had no hair. He had no clothes to his own name. It was just him, and he was giving himself to God. Now, that takes a lot of faith. That takes a lot of strength, because there's no such pressure and no such pain as there is to lose everything that you ever had. And it doesn't stop there. In the next chapter, he then gets sores and boils and lesions that cover him from head to foot. When he's suffering, he's in pain, he's probably feverish and sick, and I'm thinking this is somewhere along the lines of the Black Plague suffering, but he lives, so it's not probably not that disease exactly. And it just surprises me that he still falls to his knees and prays. He still worships God despite everything that happened to him. Now, I'm not that strong. If that were to happen to me, I would most definitely start cursing someone for something. I'd blame somebody. I mean, it would take me years to get over that. It would take me years and years to say that it wasn't anyone's fault. It was just God's will that it were to happen, and something good will come of it someday. But that's just to show how much I have to go to becoming a Christian, to endure stress and pressure like that, to come out of that and still be praising God is a miracle in itself. And it's just an amazing thought to have, to be able to work through something like that. Job was certainly a diamond Christian. He'd certainly passed his tests that the devil had put on him, and he deserves to be called a child of God. Now, this week I want to challenge you to forgive someone or forgive God for something that has happened to you, or that you believe is wrong, that has been wronged to you. It's not going to be easy, especially depending on what your case is. It took me a long time for me to get over my papa's death, when he was taken from me by cancer. It was a difficult time for me then, and it took me a couple of years to get over it. I mean, yeah, when I think back, I'm still sad, but it doesn't hurt as bad as it used to. And I don't blame God. So that's my challenge for you this week, is to forgive God, or forgive a friend, forgive an enemy, forgive a stranger for something that you feel they wronged you. Leave your prayer requests, topics, comments, hate mail, etc., in the comment section below, and I'll read it, reply if I can, and I'll see you guys next week. Grace be with you all.